So is today knowing the fact that the Vikings gave all of this guaranteed dollars to Kirk Cousins as the difference maker, does that make today being a measuring stick game of the highest order, 1-2-1, a must-win game for Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, no, it's not a must-win. They're not going to cut them if they lose. But the best measuring stick, guys, of two teams is head-to-head competition, okay? And last year, you remember the Eagles beat down the Vikings 38-7.
Right.
Last year, you'd say these teams aren't even close because it was a beatdown. And Case Keenum had a rough day, and he had a 63 quarterback rating. If your cousin wins today, huge. Rick Spielman's going to be beating his chest. This is why we got him in here, okay? And they've got a chance. Now, it hurts that Dalvin Cook may not play, right? But if he goes in there and wins and does something that Case Keenum didn't even come close to, this is a feather in their cap. Or even making it a very closing the gap, because as of last year, the Eagles were far superior than the Vikings, and Kirk Cousins is not the problem. The run game and the defense has been the problem, Kirk.
I love how we term this, put up the board there. It's not. Is this a must-win for Minnesota? No, not a must-win for Minnesota.
Cousins.
Is this a must-win for Kirk Cousins? And you look at their schedule and you say, man, they can make up for this. But I believe that, as you showed there, Rich, when you go out and you get paid $84 million guaranteed, and you are brought in to take this team to the next level, that all these games are huge wins for Kirk Cousins. I don't know if it's a must-win. I don't really know what that means, but he's got to continue to prove that was the right decision to bring him here. Now, ultimately, that's only going to happen at playoff team, and you show, hey, we're not just an NFC Championship team, we're a Super Bowl team with Kirk Cousins. But, yeah, when you show records like that against winning teams, the bottom line is you've got to show us that you can beat these types of teams week in and week out and give us a chance no matter where the setting is. That's what $100 million quarterbacks, that's what $20, $30 million quarterbacks a year do. They make you competitive. Not that you have to win every one, but you have to be competitive every time you step on the field. So not necessarily a must-win, but a big game for Kirk Cousins.
I liked, Kurt, the way you broke that down. And I think it does make that a must-win for Kirk. A must-win for Kirk. That's what we're going to do. The optics is going to say, okay, did we upgrade? And how do we determine if we upgrade? Did we get a better record, or did we win in those big games, coaches, you were talking about, that we didn't win in? You cannot get a better record unless you run the table right now. You can't lose another game. You got to run the table. They were 13-3 last year. Now you have to run the table. If you're Minnesota Vikings, you're not going to do that. So now you have to win these games right here. You have to win the games that the teams that knocked us off the playoffs, so you can say, yes, okay, we've improved that position. Now we're ready to go deep in the playoffs. We just have to get in the playoffs. So that makes this a must-win for Kirk Cousins. Just like we just talked about the effects that not having Le'Veon Bell has. People start thinking about it from a standpoint of the team, from a confidence standpoint. Like, man, wait a minute, did we make the right decisions? And I don't know how much of that'll seep in. I think it's a must-win for Kirk Cousins.
I think it's a must-win for Minnesota. How about that? Because the 20th loss of Cousins' career against a winning team came last Thursday when he almost threw for 500 yards. Yeah. Vikings didn't lose that game because Cousins didn't perform well. Exactly. He actually went point for point, yard for yard with a red-hot golf in that Rams offense. Vikings need to win this game today. Yeah, Rick, they got to show up, play defense against a team that just lost in Tennessee. And if Cousins shows up and plays the game today as he did a couple Thursdays ago, then they should have a chance to win.
No doubt.
So we'll see how that all plays out.
Joe Fan he wins and
also